So I've been actually using my Miyoo Mini as an ebook reader in the last few weeks, way more than as a proper retro gaming handheld, and it's an awesome retro gaming handheld. So what's going on here? I'm Virtue, also known as Vert. I'm sorry for my awful setup. I promise it's gonna get better, and my nails are pretty ridiculous because I'm letting them grow because of guitar, you know, girls. So I'm covering it with this black shorts I have for this video. Well, the Miyoo Mini native ebook reader app, the Pixel Reader, is really functional and convenient. In Reddit conversations and topics, people have been thrashing on it quite a lot, and in my perspective, it's actually really functional and really convenient. I bought my Miyoo Mini on November 23 and it came in stock on the Onion OS I installed. In case you've done the same or in even more recent versions and you can't see it in your Miyoo Mini, just hit apps and then scroll all the way down until you find ebook reader. And if you still can't see it, just hit package manager and just hit this R1 button to apps, and then you're going to be able to find ebook reader. Turn the slider to on, press start, and save your stuff. In case it didn't come stock in your Onion OS and you can't find it on this tab here, just Google Pixel Reader Miyoo Mini and you're going to be good to go. You're going to find tutorials pretty easily. So what I haven't found online discussions about is the comparison between that and, you know, proper ebook readers like Kindle. So possibly the main concern about people who are gonna buy the Miyoo Mini possibly as their main ebook reader is the font size and the screen reflections and stuff. To be frank, I think no. I think people are talking smack about the Miyoo Mini as an ebook reader too much, to be frank. I know it has issues just like a phone would have, but let's do a quick comparison here. In my left hand, I have a Kindle. It's the smallest one, the smallest size. First of all, it has colors. It has colors, but when it comes to screen type, you know, there's no competition. You know Kindle's gonna win that. Just because, you know, the Kindle has a different screen, it's made for proper reading. It's not light bulbs on your face all the time. So, of course, you're gonna get less tired, and if you're going out in the sun or at the park to read something, the Kindle's gonna be more proper. Pretty harsh sunlight today, really strong. And under the shade on max brightness is readable. Definitely readable. Now, under sunlight, it is still barely readable. So like harsh sunlight, that's a no-go. But here is where Miyoo Mini shines for everyday purposes. You know, first of all, portability. If I compare both of them, you see that the Miyoo Mini is better for pockets. It fits in your pocket. This is the Miyoo Mini PLUS. I know I haven't really specified that before, but it is the Miyoo Mini PLUS. So it does fit pretty well in pockets while the Kindle does not. So if you're taking a bus or something like that, you better have a backpack or something to carry your Kindle with you. Can you read anything? I can. Barely. But font. This is the honest actual font size I use in my Kindle, and this is the max font size you can use in your Miyoo Mini. As you can see, I'm using a bigger font on Miyoo Mini than on my Kindle. This font size is really appropriate and it fits me really well. So inside this app, you can skip one line by hitting the down D-pad button, and you can skip a whole page by hitting the right button. And you can also skip pages with this one button here. The main downside is, of course, the screen size. It's way smaller than a Kindle is, but to be frank, in both of them, you're gonna suffer the same phenomenon. None of them have huge screens. So honestly, the main difference is that instead of your eye movements be like this, it's gonna be like this. You're gonna be turning pages all the time. The resolution of the Miyoo Mini screen is completely appropriate for this. It does have a really good resolution, and it is enough for ebook reading in my usage. The Miyoo Mini has backlight, while my version, I know more recent versions of the Kindle does have backlight as well, but mine does not. So like, I do have to set up a lamp every time I'm gonna read something before sleeping, and I don't have to do this with my Miyoo Mini. It's more convenient. So yeah, if I'm hitting the bus to go somewhere and I don't have a backpack with me, I just, you know, carry my phone on one pocket and my Miyoo Mini on the other one. And the final thing is that the Miyoo Mini reads EPUB files while the Kindle reads Mobi files, or you can buy from the Amazon store. I know what you might be asking. I'm not sure if you are. Why don't you just read stuff on your phone? And that's actually a really good question. My phone is actually filming stuff, but I do have my tablet here. Phones are distracting. On one second, you're reading it on your phone, and in the other second, you're just like checking Instagram or checking your email or checking something, receiving notifications. It just doesn't work. I know it's really functional. Phones are convenient for everything, but honestly, I can't focus, and possibly you cannot as well. When you have your Miyoo Mini on your hand, pretty much all you can do is read books and play retro games. So if you're tired of playing retro games, you can read books. And if you get tired of reading books, guess what? Just go back to retro games. You don't have much option here, and this helps you to just do one thing. If we're gonna compare it to real books font size, I'm gonna use this one to compare it. The max font size is pretty comparable, and pretty comfortable to read it. Books are really easy to import to your Miyoo Mini as well. All you gotta do is pull up your SD card, plug it in your PC, open this one specific folder here, and drag your book file to there, and put it back in your Miyoo Mini, and ta-da! Here are your books. And it does resume where you last stopped reading. If you hit start, nothing happens. If you hit A, it's gonna tell the chapter or the book name and the percentage you are in your reading. Hitting select, you can change your chapter. And hitting X, you open up the configuration menu. Here you can change the theme. You could have a dark contrast or vampire, which kind of sucks in my opinion, and then sepia, which is a bit more yellowish. But for me, this is the best configuration. Light contrast, the biggest font size, this one font here, and the book percentage when you press A. So yeah, unconsciously I was always resistant to reading books on my phone because I really get easily sweaty hands, and I tend to avoid touch screens at all costs because it's really an unpleasurable experience for me for touching screens with my sweaty hands. And also the distraction. Trust me, it's gonna keep you away from reading books when you're trying to do it in your phone. So it's actually pretty solid and useful, although it's understandable if you prefer to use an ink screen device like Kindle because of this LCD panel throwing light at your face. But for everyday usage, the screen is bright enough to read stuff on the bus. Maybe under intense sunlight, it could get a little dark because it's an LCD panel after all. But come on, if you're on hard light on a beach or something, just enjoy the beach. But like for everyday usage, this has been unexpectedly good. I didn't buy it thinking on that, but you could. If you appreciate the upsides I listed here, you could use this as your main ebook reader, just like I've been doing it. And I didn't buy it for that. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.